Write more code. That's pretty much it. You can click off now. I remember when I started out with programming, I was super excited and ready to learn. My enthusiasm quickly transformed into horror beyond human comprehension. Just kidding, it was worse than that. One video after another, one bad advice after another. And the worst thing about this all, I started to think it was impossible for me to learn. But then, something was revealed to me, as if the algorithm decided to stop messing with me. It was the indomitable human spirit inside of me that led me to discover the art of just coding. What a surprise, I know, but it actually is the solution to your problem. Instead of watching videos about how to code, start doing the things these YouTubers actually talk about in their video, like making a simple to-do app with Python. I'm going to give you 5 actual projects you can implement later on in the video, so make sure you keep watching. Now that you know what the solution is, let me give you a step-by-step guide. Number 1. Choose a programming language. Unlike what most people say, the language you choose does matter, especially when you want to specialize in a certain field. For example, if you want to learn web development, learn JavaScript first, then Ruby. If you don't know what you want to specialize in, then the best language you can learn, in my opinion, is Python. Sure, it may not be the best paid language, but it's a language I started with and still use on a day-to-day basis. It's also perfect for beginners as the syntax is actually human readable and it doesn't have any weird stuff like jump instructions in assembly. I mean, anybody who uses assembly must be a crackhead addicted to a certain white substance anyway. Oh wait. Number 2. Enjoy the process. Don't sit there for hours on end trying to somehow fix a stupid bug, as that'll only decrease the chance of you actually learning anything. And most importantly, it completely destroys the excitement you have at the beginning. This is a mistake I'm guilty of myself, and I wish I would have made the process way more fun back then, instead of banging my head against the wall multiple times. One simple trick that will make everything 100 times more fun and a better experience overall is to put on loud music. Number 3. Start simple. Don't just start writing a UCV simulation software, or essentially don't be like me. Number 4. Engage. Join Discord servers and subreddits that talk about learning how to program, and actually start communicating with people who share the same goal as you. This is basically cheating, since all of you are trying to attain the same skill and you're able to share your lessons amongst each other without being ridiculed. Number 5. Don't be lazy or arrogant. This step is often overlooked, but probably the most important one. Forget everything you have learned so far and start from scratch. Don't even think you're remotely close to the skill of a software engineer. For example, when I started talking with senior developers, they were able to smell the lies I told them about my skill level miles away. And trust me, you don't want to make the first impression of not being a teachable person. Cliché, but true. Last but not least, here are the 5 projects that can help you in your journey, as I promised. Number 1. A browser. Try to create a browser with your own features using the PyQt library. Here's one I did that let you generate AI images and talk with ChatGPT inside of it. I called it Synth. Number 2. A DOS script. Wait YouTube, this is not what you think. What I mean by that is simply trolling your friend's website, with permission of course, with a little more requests than usual. This will teach you a lot about HTTP and Python in general. I made one called Medusa, and I won't link it, but it's on my GitHub, which is linked. Also, all the projects I mentioned here are obviously on my GitHub, so yeah, check them out. Number 3. Google Businesses Scraper. Make a Python program that searches Google for businesses in a certain category or niche. The one I made is called Lead Gen. Number 4. Text editor. Make a text editor written in JavaScript and HTML, give it some nice styling as well. For the advanced ones among you, make it an Electron app and package it as an executable. If you need inspiration, I made one called Inkwell. And lastly, your own assistant. I remember that I actually made one once called PeterGPT. PeterGPT was a Python program that took input from the user, forwarded it to ChatGPT, and read the text using a text-to-speech API from Faker.com in Peter Griffin's voice. Now listen, if you feel discouraged after hearing all these projects, don't worry. If coding was easy, you wouldn't be watching this. No matter what, keep going, and most importantly,
諦めんなよ。諦めんなお前。どうしてそこでやめるんだ、そこで。もう少し頑張ってみろよ。ダメ、諦めたら。周りのこと思うよ。応援してる人たちのこと思ってみろって。あともうちょっとのところなんだから。俺だってこのマイナス10度のところ、しじみが取れるって頑張ってんだよ。絶対やってみろ。必ず目標達成できる。だからこそ、ネバーギブアップ。